Calista Best reporting for Kids First, age 15, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bohemian Rhapsody. So this movie basically tells the story of Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of the band Queen. I'm sure you've all heard of Queen. And it basically tells the story of his rise to fame and his fall from grace. If this sounds very generic, I can assure you it is not. It does a good job setting itself apart from similar movies like it, with things such as its writing and its acting. First, I want to discuss the writing. Major kudos to the scriptwriter Anthony McCarten because he does an amazing job telling the story of Freddie Mercury. There are so many amazing scenes in this movie, both of which are, there are a lot of scenes that are very tense and kind of dark, and there are a lot of scenes that are very funny and uplifting. There's a very good balance between the dark and the light, and I really do like basically every single scene in this movie. The tense moments just feel so real, and I was genuinely uncomfortable on multiple occasions in this movie, particularly with scenes of the band arguing and any scene with Paul Prenter, because, God, those scenes are actually really dark. I mean, because you know that Paul is just a guy who wants to leech off of Freddie Mercury's fame, and all you want through this entire movie is for Freddie to cut ties with him. However, this movie is not a complete downer, as there are some really funny scenes in this movie. Of course, there's scenes of the band getting together, but there are also just some really nice moments in the beginning and towards the end that just really make you feel good. Now, I also want to give major props to the actor of Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek. The casting in this movie was just so good, because if you actually look up pictures of Rami Malek and Freddie Mercury and put them side by side, they look almost identical. Like, it was actually so good. The casting in this movie was, it was phenomenal. And you really do believe that Rami Malek is Freddie Mercury. He does such a good job just playing that persona so well. It was just, oh God, the casting, I could go on about the casting forever. And the other cast members are pretty good as well. But Rami Malek does steal the show a lot. I do really like all of the actors in this film, but wow, that casting choice, man. And really, there is something really interesting that I noticed about this movie. It does a good job showing how destiny can be very mysterious, and some people are just destined for greatness. Like, for example, when Freddie decides to talk to Bryan and Roger, the two people who he formed Queen with, formerly known as Smile, he talked to them 5 minutes after their lead singer quit, which seems like a major coincidence. Like, that is very strange, especially considering that Freddie had been watching their concerts for a long time now, and today was the day he decided to talk to them, the day that their lead singer quit. It's very interesting how life works out that way. Honestly, the only issue I have with this movie is the ending scene. It basically recreates the Live Aid performance that Queen did. That doesn't seem like a bad thing, however, the problem is this scene goes on for quite a while. It was cool at first, but then after a while I kept wondering to myself, okay, how many more songs are they going to do, because this is kind of taking a while. It's not a bad thing, technically, and I know what they're going for, and it does do a good job sort of like recreating that scene and recreating that concert, and it does feel very empowering, but I feel like it was kind of dragged out a little bit, but honestly, that's my only complaint with this movie. This movie was fantastic. And I would give this movie 4 out of 5 stars and would recommend it to ages 13 to 18. And also, you don't need to be a fan of Queen to enjoy this movie. It doesn't really matter if you like Queen that much. Heck, I wasn't really that much of a Queen fan. I knew of some of their songs, but mostly the really popular ones. It didn't really matter to me that I didn't like Queen. This movie was good either way. This movie belongs to everyone, like Queen does. And this movie comes out on November 2nd. So, that will be it for this Kids First review. If you like it, make sure to check out the Kids First website and, of course, all the other Kids First reviewers. Although, there's only room in Kids First for one hysterical queen. If you saw the movie, you'd get the reference. I'm just kidding. I love all the other Kids First reviewers. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.